The only conclusion that I can come to give people a reason on why they're like, oh, Hussein, you're not Natty. There's two things. The first one, what is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Hussein Farhat, the results again are in. Bro's got his blood tested, I think, like, what is it, like 3 times now? So we got the results in again. I'm gonna be going over it, letting you know what I think, and obviously letting you know on the conclusion that Greg Doucette and Hussein Farhat came to.
Testosterone is 589 nanograms per deciliter, so right around in the middle of normal, and the free testosterone is 14, and so slightly less than average, just slightly below average. So if he was on testosterone, his testosterone would be through the roof. That would make sense. Now, if he was on other drugs, like let's say Anavar, any kind of oral, if he was on SARMs, it would cause his body's testosterone production to go down. And so seeing as it's basically right in the middle of normal, you can conclude that at the time of the blood work, that he wasn't on testosterone, he wasn't on any kind of SARMs, and he wasn't on any kind of steroids. Now, it's possible that if he had stopped taking it a couple months ago, that it would have been back to normal like this. Yeah. But remember, he said, test me at any time.
Call whoever you want. I'm ready to pass every single test.
So, of course, one test cannot really just outright prove if someone is natural or not, but if they get that test on, without much notice, then you can pretty much conclude that the guy's natural, because a lot of people don't know, but you can't just go on like test suspension and stuff like that. The blood work won't lie. Can you like beat a drug test in a week by hopping off and doing stuff? Absolutely. But blood work, that shit takes months and months and months. So definitely he's natural, and I'm not really gonna go over all the blood work and stuff because I'm not very educated on that stuff. I don't really want to comment on things that I probably am gonna get wrong. But if you watch Hussein Farhat's full video, Greg and him go over literally probably every single marker that you can possibly imagine to conclude that Hussein is not natural. And spoiler alert, I'm going to spoil it for you right now, it's concluded that he's natural.
Drug test him. Because
I did
again?
Yeah, I got drug tested for Jeff's video last week.
I mean, it's 3 drug tests in a row. Yeah. So guys, if he's on something, eventually he's going to fail these blood work tests, because if he passes the blood work test every single time, it means he's not taking anything. And so I don't know how anyone can conclude anything elsewise.
And he's taken another test for Jeff's video, doing more blood work. I mean, this guy must have given so much blood, like, holy shit. I mean, at what point do we draw a line and see, okay, he's passed every single test? I mean, like Greg says, surely if, you think, oh, he just hops off and hops on for all these tests and stuff, surely one of them is gonna freaking catch him, because you can't hop off. So, okay, let's just say, okay, so he got the results from this blood work back right now. So, and then in your head, you're thinking, okay, now that the results are back and he's been proven natural based on the blood work, now he's going to hop on. Well, he just got tested again. So the results for this test, the next one, the one for Jeff's video, they're going to come back saying he's natural, and then that excuse goes out the window. So he's gotten so many tests, so much stuff done, that in my opinion, the only conclusion that I can come to give people a reason on why they're like, oh, Hussein, you're not Natty. There's two things. The first one is they're upset and they're insecure that they don't have the genetics of Hussein, and they're mad, so they just want to say he's not natural to make themselves feel better. Or 2, you don't give a shit at all what the blood work says, and you just, right from the start, you just have it in your mind, no, Sorry, the camera froze. So I was saying you just have it in your mind from the start. Doesn't matter what any of the blood work says, anything. No, he's just not natural. So you just got this in your head. This, you know, your fixed mindset of I'm not going to change my mind no matter what I see. He's not natural. You can give me all the proof, and there's always going to be people like that. So I got nothing to say. You two groups of people who think he's not natural, I don't know what to say. There's simply nothing he can do to prove his innocence at this point because it's been proven, and I mean he's done it so many times. So this guy's freaking natural.
That's pretty much the blood work. I don't know much about it, but what I would say, honestly, the most important thing I should do is just try to optimize my test as much as possible. Yeah.
But if you want to improve your testosterone levels, you could definitely take G-Test Platinum or G-Test Max.
Okay, G-test.
So you might also be like looking at, you know, his test levels, his free testosterone and his total testosterone and think, well, they're not that high. They're actually on like the middle or low end of the reference range, but you got to understand that your testosterone fluctuates all the time. So he's going to have peaks and he's going to have lows. It's just how it works. You're not going to have that consistent around the same level of testosterone, you know, throughout your whole life. It's going to change, you know, maybe one night you get a bad night of sleep and so on. But the thing is, and this is why if you take like HRT, testosterone and stuff like that, what that does is it provides you with a steady amount of testosterone. So there's very little fluctuate. There's less. Not there still is, because you know at the point you inject it, you know it's going to be a big spike and then slowly going down until you inject it again. It's they're more stable when you take HRT. So don't think, oh, I'm on HRT and it just puts me in the normal reference range, so I'm natural. No, you still have a very big advantage because that testosterone is not fluctuating as much. It's more constant and stable, so it's giving you an advantage. But he's not on HRT, or else other blood markers would be out of the reference range and all kinds of stuff. Go watch their video if you want to, you know, go on all the ins and outs of the blood work, but bro's freaking natural.
The only time I injured myself was I had weights that went from 5 pounds to 52, and then my dad had 80-pound dumbbells, and I had to do the jump.
Oh man.
So I went from 52, maybe 10 reps, and then I did shoulder press with 80s, and something popped. If you put your hand here.
Oh jeez.
It pops. Let me see if they can hear it. Let me try and.
Yeah, it snaps a lot.
It snaps, yeah. Let me see.
I was benching. I would go for like my 1 rep max all the time.
Bro, Hussein, you gotta be careful, man. I actually had a similar situation, except I injured my shoulder bench pressing, and you know, every time I do this, you know, you got the little creaks. So when you injure yourself, it's never gonna be 100% anymore. Like my shoulder, even though yeah, it's better and I can bench again and shit like that, it's never gonna be as, it's like 95% what it used to be. It will never be 100% again. So guys, please, no ego lifting, and of course Hussein's gonna try and go for a 1 rep max.
2, 1, go. Oh yeah, that's heavier than expected.
I wouldn't go any higher than that.
That's heavier than I expected.
And it hits the 345 and he's gonna cut it there. Probably, you know what? Good job. You know what? You were trying to go for 365 and 345 was looking difficult. Most gym bros would just go, nah, I'm gonna go to 365. But props to you, Hussein. Big round of applause. Bro, cut it there. Maybe if he went to 365, he would have tore his pec. You don't know? That shit's risky, so bravo again. Bravo. Although I have to say, you can't really tell from the video, but maybe a little bit of an ass coming off the bench, a little bit shaky there, but hey, you know what? I only benched, the most I've ever benched, 185 with the pause, so I guess I'm a freaking weakling, but that's pretty much Hussein's video. You know, he does some other vlogging shit in there. I just wanted to react to the stuff that I thought was cool, really cool anyway, which was basically him proving he's natty for like the third time now, and, you know, sick bench PR. So that's the video, guys. Let me know in the comments, is Hussein Farhat natural or not? He's freaking natural, but I'd love to hear your opinion anyway. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.